Hello, everyone. It is Monday, and I am back with my Facebook Live. And it is an absolutely beautiful day here in Southern California. We have sunshine, but we have kind of crispy fall air. We have, yesterday, we had a light rain. We don't have any clouds today. That would make today absolutely perfect. But I am coming to you today with a topic that has been on my mind, which is rear view mirrors. You remember when you learn to drive and you go to driver's ed, they always tell you to check your mirrors. You've got to adjust your, rear view mirror, and you got to look in your side view mirrors and make sure those are adjusted. And there's all these things you have to do before you start driving. And so when you're in driver's ed, you're just paranoid about the mirrors. It's like you just quite don't know what to look at, right? You're driving and you're like, this mirror and that mirror and this mirror and over my shoulder. And the whole time you're trying not to look over your shoulder and take the steering wheel and in a ditch somewhere. I feel like when it comes to living life, rear view mirrors are great for when you're driving to kind of see what's going on around you, and your side view mirrors, they serve a purpose. But when we live our life, it's not helpful or healthy for us to live our life looking in a rear view mirror. So let me tell you a story, if you don't mind. So I had an opportunity to pursue something that I had wanted for a long time. And I came very close to getting what I was going for. And then something strange happened. I clicked into an old thought pattern. Fear kind of set in. And I basically started thinking weird things and then saying those weird things out loud. And I was kind of creating almost like a rear view mirror view of things instead of really stepping into my new opportunity and reality. So I basically sabotaged myself. And it has been a couple of years since that happened. And I have spent the last couple of years looking in the rear view mirror and regretting how I handled myself in that situation. And really carrying forward a real sense of not forgiving myself for once I realized that that was really something that I had done and I had set myself up to succeed. And when I got close, then I sabotaged it. And that was a thinking pattern from the past that I didn't recognize. So as I moved forward, I was stuck at that point. Why did I do that? And I can't forgive myself, and I was mad at myself. And have you ever had that thing that just late at night kind of haunts you? It comes into your head and it kind of tortures you a little bit. I really wrestled with this. And so I've basically been spending time looking in the rearview mirror back at that point, or those points when I was having crazy thoughts about my own worth and my ability, and basically sabotaging an opportunity that I believe now, when I look at it with the right eyes, I was really close to having that opportunity come true for me. So I'm looking in that rearview mirror, and I'm stuck in the past, and I'm stuck in that those unhappy and negative emotions that I felt about the situation and the interactions I had with certain people, and I'm mad at myself, and almost like punishing myself. So as I'm looking in the rearview mirror, I can't move forward. There's things I'm trying to accomplish and things I'm trying to do and the person that I'm trying to become. And as I continue to look in that rearview mirror at what I did in the past, it's basically like a giant roadblock. I'm like rear-ending into life in a way that is not setting me up for the future success that I'm trying to accomplish. And so as I have been working through the process of forgiving myself almost daily for that memory that will pop up when I'm washing dishes or as I'm doing my stretching at night to go to bed, it's just crazy how our memories come forward and like torture us. But it only tortures me because I'm busy focusing on it in the rearview mirror. And when I realized that while that situation is something that I really regret the way I handled it, and I regret that, maybe I could have gotten that opportunity, but I sabotaged it, And you never know, really, if you're going to get something, but I definitely had myself positioned for a greater success until I sabotaged it. Nevertheless, in the last year, so that was 2 years ago, I made some decisions in the year following that actually, while I was looking in my rearview mirror and being very myopic about that situation and the people involved in it, I had not come to the reality completely that I was a large portion of that situation. But in this last year, so I messed it up, and then I spent a year making new plans for my life. And then last year I stepped out. It's almost been a year now that I've been home building a business. And as I stepped into this new era, as I took my eyes off of that rearview mirror, as I've been struggling not to look back, this is the process for me. So I became aware that I was living my life looking in the rearview mirror. I became aware that I was not forgiving myself. And I became aware that even though I'm unhappy with how I handled that and how I screwed that up, it has given me other opportunities. It pushed me in a new direction. And so once I acknowledged that I became aware of that situation and how I was a part of it, and then I acknowledged, hey, yep, I did screw it up, but that's 2 years ago. I don't need to be living in that space and missing out on the beauty of today and the opportunities of today and the relationships and all the things that come my way because I'm stuck looking in my rearview mirror. So I began to realize, okay, what are some positive things that came out of that situation for me? It gave me, number one, a renewed sense of purpose to go back to a dream that I had been sitting on for at least 20 to 25 years. And it gave me the courage to move toward that dream. Number two, once I pursued that dream, I began to meet people and develop relationships with like-minded people in a way that I never could have imagined. The amount of blessing that I have had in the last year since I chose to come home and build this new business for myself, the people and the opportunities that have come my way would never have come my way if that first situation hadn't happened and I hadn't spent that year thinking, okay, that didn't work, I'm going to do something else, and then stepping out and moving towards something else. It actually opened up the door of many more blessings and opportunities than I could have imagined. And here's some of those things. I have helped to create, facilitate, and complete a 9-week leadership academy here in my own community through the chamber. I would never have had the time before to curate a program like that and to present and co-present and co-curate a program like that and to be available every other Friday for a program like that. That was an amazing opportunity, and that teaching and training on leadership and communication principles was something that gave me such joy, and that's something I wouldn't have been able to do. Another thing that would be difficult to do, I've been able to go to events, personal growth events with my family. In March, I went with one daughter, and just in October, I went to another event with my other daughter. Matter of fact, my youngest daughter and I, we took a road trip. We were gone for a week. We were able to go to 4 national parks and a growth event, and I wouldn't have been able to do that as easily. Another thing I wouldn't have been able to do is I've been able to go to networking events and meet some really incredible people and make some connections that I would never have been able to make because I wouldn't have been looking for networking opportunities and people to get to know. My business partner and I have developed a business partnership and a podcast. We just recorded 2 podcasts today, and I'm learning how to edit and post podcasts, and I'm working on how to do a launch sequence for a podcast. A year ago, that would have not even been something that I would have had the time or the energy to do. And it's a dream of mine to have a podcast. So how exciting is it that I have this really strong group of women around me that are like my people, and they're on a similar mission as me, and we can partner together and encourage each other and build together and process through that. One of the other benefits of the decision, I looked in the rearview mirror and realized I didn't handle that right, but that led me here to where I'm in a coaching partnership with someone through the John Maxwell Company. And we've been able to meet for 3 months. We're on our next series of 3 months. And we meet twice a week, every week, and we help each other process the things that we're going through and the dreams that we have and the challenges that we have. And I wouldn't have been able to have that kind of a consistent relationship. I'm able to be there for my daughters when something happens with the car, or, Brooke my youngest daughter is in an aviation program, and she has all of these certifications, and she just started a new job this week, and there's just so many things happening, and there's situations with my in-laws that we need to be available for, and then my mom and her doctor's appointments. And these may not seem like blessings, but just the lack of stress that I feel, that I can adjust my schedule and meet the needs of our parents and my adult children when they need help, if my husband needs me to do something. But then I also have this business side where I'm building relationships with people, and I'm learning new things I never thought I would have learned. And it's because I didn't get that opportunity. Had I had that opportunity come, I would have had a totally different path, and I'm sure that path would have been great. But the lesson is, I was looking in my rearview mirror and not forgiving myself and staying stuck and almost feeling like I couldn't allow myself to be successful because I'd really screwed up. But the reality is that opportunity is been and gone and water under the bridge, but this is a new day. And look at all of these amazing things that have happened in the last year, and these amazing people that have come alongside me. Like, I have people who are like, I would love to spend time with you. And we go to coffee and we talk about our goals and our dreams and how we can help each other. And then I meet someone when I'm in Arizona, and that connects me to someone else, and we start talking about how I can speak on their stage, or how can they help me and how can I help them. And it's just an incredible world that I get to live in right now. And it's all in the building stage, and just being able to open up and only use the rear view mirror as a reminder to learn from history. But I can't live with my eyes in the rear view mirror, because then I can't step into the amazing thing that is now, that ability to be fully present. I mean, if we were driving a car and looking in the rear view mirror all the time, we would be a horrible driver, because we would probably rear end people. We would have accidents. That's the same thing as in our lives. When we live our lives looking in the rearview mirror, not forgiving ourselves and not forgiving others, and carrying grudges and baggage, we just keep getting into these emotional and situational accidents because we aren't keeping our eyes forward and on a goal to move us forward. And I just really want to share how powerful it has been for me to look myself in the eye and say, I forgive you for that decision, because it was not ending my life as I knew it, and I was never going to have another opportunity ever again. No, it was giving me a new life and a new opportunity. And while it could have been handled different, that's okay. It was a lesson learned. It took me a long time, but that ability to just, when you become aware of something that you've been hyper focused on behind you in the past, a relationship, a decision, a missed opportunity, and you're able to step into the present and say, you know what? I forgive myself. I forgive that person, whoever it is. Forgiveness is really part of the process, for me at least, to acknowledge that I did make that decision. Not consciously, but I did those things that ruined my opportunity. And the important thing is that I can look back on that and learn from it and recognize the unhealthy habits, thought habits, and speaking habits that I had. And am I still doing that? And how can I not do that again? Because history is for learning. It's not for burdening. We should be able to look at the history of our lives and learn from it and really recognize what worked, what didn't, what can I do differently, what can I do better, and just continue that journey of growth. And only use the mirrors for reflection and a little bit of maybe a check. Does this feel like that thing in the mirror? Then maybe we avoid it. Maybe we make a different choice this time. Maybe we do something different, say something different, be something different. Like, use what you see in the rearview mirror as a catalyst for growth, not as a compounding weight of guilt, shame, unforgiveness, whatever the emotion is that comes along for you. I have to tell you that it was really painful to realize how much of that was my responsibility, but it has been so freeing to face myself and say, that's okay. That's okay. Where has this led me? And how can I do it better and differently now? What opportunities are coming to me because I'm here right now in these relationships, meeting these people, and what ways do I get to serve that would have been difficult for me to serve before, because I would have been doing a lot of driving around and commuting and missing a lot of time with my family and on the things that I also enjoy. So there's a hidden, I always say there's a silver lining to every cloud, and I really, really believe that. And sometimes I lose sight of the good in everything. I lose sight of finding that silver lining. And you know where, when that happens for me, is when I'm looking the wrong direction. I'm no longer being present and looking around me here, but I'm stuck in the past, holding a grudge or being unforgiving or beating myself up. I think I actually don't have a lot of people that I like. People say, who do you hate? I'm like, I don't really hate anybody. But I have practiced some self-loathing looking back on things that I've done in the past. And that counts. We have to be careful that we aren't punishing ourselves for something that can't be redone, but we can learn and do something different. So I just wanted to encourage you today, as you're driving on the roads of life, and you're checking your mirrors, remember to use the mirrors for reflection, not rejection. Reflect on the past, but don't reject any opportunities now because of something that happened in the past. The past is past. It's on a timeline. It's behind you. It does not have to have power over the situation that you're in now, the relationships that you're in now, and the decisions that you make now. They do kind of counsel them if we use them properly. Our past decisions have the ability to nudge us in the right direction. I remember, don't do that again. Yeah, reflect on those things, but don't reject the future because of what's happened in the past. Reflect on the past and receive what the future has for you, because I guarantee you, if you took 5 minutes to really think about what's happening in your life today, the relationships you're having, the opportunities that you're having, what are those incredible things and people that have come into your life because something has shifted and you've moved in a new direction, or you've said yes to a different opportunity that maybe before you would have said no to. And that's that other thing. I'm really working on thinking differently about things, watching my patterns. You know, something's uncomfortable, we tend to try to figure out how to get comfortable, but we got to get uncomfortable to find the change that our lives need. It's so important. So I hope this analogy of driving and using the mirrors is effective for you. I think word pictures for me are so powerful because it gives me a visual to connect the concepts to. And what are those things that have you stuck in the rearview mirror? If you're willing to share, I'd love to have you comment. And I will definitely get back to those comments because I do read them all. And what is it that this particular concept has helped you to see or recognize? Maybe you're already doing it and you could share the victories that you've had. I would love to hear what's going on. Please go ahead and like the video, share the video. Please leave me comments. Let me know what you're thinking as I'm sharing these things. And I look forward to connecting with you all again next Monday. God bless you all. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart for those of you that take the time to watch this and share this with your friends and give me some interaction so I know what you're thinking. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you guys next Monday. Bye.